Hi, I'm Betsy Hedberg with some reflections on what it's like to live as an American outside of the United States. If you like the messages in these videos, please check out my book too. One thing I've heard a lot of people talk about in terms of moving abroad is comparing the landscape of their new country to the landscape of the place where they lived in the US. For example, in the Netherlands where I live, a lot of people are disappointed that there aren't any mountains, or there's some, they're hills. There aren't any real mountains. And I've also heard people who've come from, especially the west of the United States, talk about how they really miss wilderness areas. They really miss not only hiking in the mountains, but just being able to get out there and get away from people. And it's a pretty crowded country, very densely populated, although there are so many beautiful places, forests and the beach is not always crowded except Saturdays in the summer. But there's a lot. I find that it's very green and beautiful. And right now I'm sitting in the Chicago area in a park, and behind me you can see some Illinois prairie grasses, and around here we've got a lot of trees. It's really lovely. And then behind me is Lake Michigan. Lake Michigan is unique, but even where I live, we have the North Sea. Sometimes Lake Michigan looks a lot like the North Sea with the big waves that it can get. But it's interesting to think about the type of landscape that you're drawn to and the type of landscape that you will encounter in the place where you're going to live. I wouldn't underestimate that effect. Some people find it important, some people don't find it so important, but a lot of people really value having a landscape that they connect with and that they're comfortable in. Before I moved to the Netherlands, I was living in Colorado, obviously a grand, gorgeous state with huge mountains. But for me, it was too dry and it was too brown, especially in the winter. So moving to the Netherlands was like a shot of green and water everywhere, and I had been craving that. And I'm realizing that that reminded me more of this area in the Midwestern United States where I grew up, although where I'm living now in the Netherlands is even more green with way more water. So I find that this is a very interesting topic. I always have, and you might want to think about that if you're thinking about moving abroad, how you might feel in the landscape of the country that you're thinking of going to.